The theater. Elizabeth Theater, historical context.
The context of the Elizabethan theater, it refers to the style and era of English theater during Queen Elizabeth's reigns, during 1558 and 1603, and the period immediately following. It was part of the English Renaissance, a time of cultural revival, influenced by classical Greek and Roman ideas. The theater flourished due to political stability, growing cities, and the public's insatiable appetite for entertainment.
Structure and design.
We have the structure and design of the Elizabethan theater. It was an open-air playhouses. Theaters were often circular or polygonal, in shape with an open yard in the center. There were three main levels: the yard pit, that was an open space where groundings stood for a penny. The galleries were covered seating for wealthier patrons, and the stage, a trussed platform extending into the yard so the actors could be surrounded by the audience. It had roof stage canopy. It was called heavens, painted with stars and clouds, supported by pillars used for weather protection and special effects. Trapdoors for entrances from hell beneath the stage or sudden appearances. And there was no stage lighting. Performances relied on natural daylight and started in the afternoon.
Audience and social mix.
Now, the next point I'm gonna be talking about, exactly about the Elizabeth Theater, is the audience and social mix. This attracted people of all social classes, so you could see nobles in private boxes, also you could see merchants in galleries, and laborers standing in the yard. These audiences were lively, so this means they were cheering, booing, eating, and even shouting at the actors. And also, another fact is that theater was very affordable, because standing tickets cost about a...
Types of plays.
We have tragedies, comedies, and histories. As an example of a tragedy, we have Hamlet. As an example of a comedy, we have The Twelfth Night, and as a history, we have Henry V. The plays used to mix poetic language with action, humor, and moral themes.
Actors and performance style.
Actors and performance style. All male actors used to play women on the plays because women were not allowed to be on stage. The costumes, they used to not be historically accurate because they were mostly contemporary clothing, regardless of the play setting, and the acting style was expressive and direct, and they would often break the fourth wall by talking to the audience.
Playhouses.
We have popular playhouses. We have the theater in 1576, which was the first permanent playhouse in England. Then we have the Curtain, which hosted early Shakespeare plays. The Rose, which was the rival theater on the south bank of the Thames, and the Globe, which is the most famous associated with Shakespeare.
Oppositional challenges.
Talking about the opposition and challenges, theaters faced oppositions from Puritans and moralists, who saw them as sinful distractions. Also, there were outbreaks of plague that often closed theaters to prevent these crowd gatherings. And also, talking more about the actors needed royal patronage for protection and permission to perform. Now I'm gonna talk about the legacy. The Elizabethan Theater shaped modern drama, influencing how plays are written and how they are staged. Also, it gave rise to some of the world's most enduring literary works, especially those of William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, and Ben Jonson.
The Globe Theater.
The Globe Theatre. Its origins and construction. It was constructed in 1599 by the Lord Chamberlain's man, William Shakespeare Acting Company. It was located on the south bank of the Thames River in London, outside the city's strict regulations. It was constructed out of timber of the destroyed playhouse, the theater. Its capacity was from around 2,000 to 3,000 spectators. Its shape was circular with an open open air middle. Its structure and design: 3 levels of seating. The first one being the yard, which was also called the pit. It contained the groundlings and the lower paying customers to the theater. Then we have the galleries, which was a tiered seating, like this one over here, covered with middle to upper classes. Then the Lord's Room, which were the most expensive seats, had the best view of the theater. Its stage: it was a rectangular outgoing stage to be surrounded by the spectators in the yard. The heavens. The heavens was painted on a tiny roof above the stage where actors used to drop down, symbolizing them coming down from heaven. The trapdoors. Trapdoors came from beneath the stage and represented hell for the spectators. The flag system. There were 3 flags used to represent the type of play which was played. The white one, which was a comedy, the black one, which was a tragedy, and the red one, which symbolized a historic play. Third one, the performances. Shakespeare premiered many of his plays here, like Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, Julius Caesar, and many more. Plays were performed by the actors typically during daylight time in mid-afternoon. No microphones or stage lighting. The actors heavily relied on their own voices.
The Fire of 1613.
Well, now I'm going to speak about the fire of 1613 on the Globe Theatre. On June 29 of 1613, the Globe Theatre was hosting a Shakespeare play called Henry VIII. As part of the special effects, a cannon has to be fired for this man right here, King Henry, to appear. When the cannon was fired, the sparks set the Dutch roof into fire immediately. Despite the excitement of the play, panic and fire spread quickly around the globe. Incredibly, no fatalities were recorded, but within less than 2 hours, the globe was immediately gone. This was an incredible loss for the Shakespeare Company Kingsmen, but luckily for them, this one was rebuilt 1 year after, but this time with a tiled roof for precaution. Now the closure and demolition. The Globe enjoyed nearly 3 more decades of performances until the political and religious climate changed drastically in England. In 1642, during the growing population of Puritans, the Parliament set to closure all the theatres. The Puritans believed that theatres were immoral, and this was the reason why they closed all of them. By 1644, the Globe Theatre was demolished, and in its area, they used it to construct houses. Now the modern reconstruction. In the late 20th century, the American actor and director Sam Wanamaker took the idea of bringing back the Globe Theatre. Wanamaker began campaigning in the 1970s, spending years gathering information, support, and funding to accurately recreate the Globe Theatre. His dream was to give the modern audiences to experience the Shakespeare's plays in their original place. In 1997, the Shakespeare's Globe was open to the public, just a few hundred feet from its original place. This modern version contains modern safety standards, such as fireproofing and emergency exits. The result of this is an experience to the modern audiences to go back to on time and experience Shakespeare's plays.
Legacy.
We have the legacy of the Globe Theatre. The Globe became a symbol of the Elizabethan drama and Shakespeare's genius. It influenced theater design worldwide with its trust stage and intimate audience connection, and it also inspired modern visitors to experience plays much as audience did 400 years ago.